All right. Welcome to this episode. And on this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to create a concrete fascia and also how to create your roof. Now, it is important for me to show you this because the other, the main design we are going to be working on, the roof that we will have there is a lean-to roof. So it's important that you learn how to come up with your gable roof and your hip roof. I believe the gable, hip roof, and lean-to roof, these three type of roofs are the most common types of roofs that you will most likely see everywhere. Okay, so because of how important that can be, I would like to show you this here before we start the main project proper. Okay, like our major focus is to actually come up with this model. By the end of this course, you should be able to come up with a model like this. So our major focus is going to be coming up with this model, okay, which I'm going to be showing you how to do that. But it's important that you familiarize with some of the common tools, and then the roof that we are going to be using is going to be different. It's not a gable roof, it's not a hip roof. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that, and also how to add a ridge cap to your gable roof or your hip roof. Okay, so let's jump right into it. The first thing I'm going to do is to go to my roof level. Okay, so I will, oh sorry, this is a small model. So all right, I know what to do. I'm going to just create a new something new, and if I go to the roof level for this one, because the roof level in this particular model is very high, if you could remember, so I would rather use, because if I view this from my east elevation, let me show you something. You will see that so we are supposed to have our roof at first floor level, because the actual model we are going to work on has higher number of levels. Okay, up to 10 different levels that we created, but in this one we are only going to be stopping at the first floor. So I will assume in this particular episode that this first floor is our roof level. So we are going to assume that our first floor is our roof level, because for this particular model, actually our roof level is going to be the first floor. Okay, so I hope this doesn't confuse you. This is just for me to show you how to come about your roof, hip roof and your gable roof. All right, so to do that now, like I said, we'll have to come to our first floor. So, but if I come to my first floor, you can see it's empty because I have not done anything on the first floor level yet. Okay, so what I will do is to come to this view range. Very important. It's important you take note of this underlay. So what I'm going to, I want this to always show me my DPC at this level. I can be able to view that DPC level. Okay, so you can see I'm able to see this now at this first floor level. So it will help me to be able to trace the path and create my fascia. Now, to create my concrete fascia, all I need to do is to come to these components, click on that drop down menu, click on model in place. So when I click on model in place, I will go down and look for generic models, and I will click on OK. I will click on OK. All right, so I will click on sweep. So if I click on sweep, those other model in place, generic models, I'm going to be showing you how to use some of them even as we progress, but in this case we are just going to be using the sweep. Here I will sketch my part. Okay, so I'll click on sketch part. All right, so it will come up with tools like this for you. These tools are going to appear. These tools helps you to sketch. Okay, so I will pick the line tool to sketch, or however you can also use pick lines. So if I use this, for example, let me just show you what this can do. That means I will have to manually draw along the part. If I use the pick line, that means I will just, to help me to just pick the lines. Okay, but one of the disadvantage of this is that you can have broken lines. If you remember in the model, we actually split this particular place, so you will have broken lines. It's more advisable at some point. Sometimes it's just good to know how to make use of them. Actually, just learn how to make use of all of them. They all have an important role to play. As you progress in the design, you get to understand more. All right, so I have been able to sketch my part. All I need to do is click on finish edit mode. If I click on it, it will bring up this menu for me. I will be able to select a profile. It's very important to edit. You see this profile, you edit a profile. Now I want to pick east elevation. However, even if you pick your west, I believe that should also serve, but let me use my east elevation. Now when it brings this up for me, this is where I'm going to design or create the shape of that particular fascia, however I want my concrete fascia to look like. So I want this fascia to be up to 450 wide. So I will, let's say I just have a shape of something like this. I'm just going to do something very simple. And then I have another one at 450. You are at liberty to draw this at any however you want this shape to look like. You may have a picture of how you probably want your concrete fascia to look like. So however you want it to look like, if you want this to even be curved, you can pick a curve. So if I pick this, I can just curve this a bit. So let's assume this is exactly what I want, or how I want my concrete fascia to look like. So I will just click on that, click on this again for the last time. It says can't create sweep. I think that is a problem somewhere. I'm going to take that again. I don't know why, but let me just take it again. I can leave this at 100. Mind you, you can draw it however you feel like. It is actually, you're at liberty to sketch it however you feel like. You can even specify the distance you want it to go. You don't necessarily have to, just makes it faster for you anyway. Let me curve it here and see. Let me just have a, don't mind how this actually looks though. So it's important most times to always sketch that part correctly, or else if you don't sketch it correctly, you may have a challenge of creating any of these components. Okay, so I'll click on finish, and that is that. Let's come back to the first floor level. You know, this is basically where what we are assuming as our roof. Okay, all right, so we have been able to create our concrete fascia. The next thing I will show you is how to create your roof. Okay, so all I need to do is to come to my roof, but before then, it's very important that you can see here now we are not seeing the fascia, and it's because of this underlay. Okay, so this is the base level, which is the DPC. Okay, this level is the one below the first floor, which is what you call the ground floor actually. Okay, now the range, because that fascia that I created was in the first floor level, so I need to make this range top to be at first floor in order for me to see that concrete fascia. You can see the fascia now is displaying. So to create a roof, all I need to do is to come to this roof, or I can click on this drop down, click on roof by footprint. Okay, so you can see those tools are also there. All you need to do is just to use your line to trace along the path where I want this to be. Okay, so if you look at this now, what this means is that this roof will slope along this direction at 36.87 degrees. This was also going to slope 36.87, similarly for all of them. So that means it's sloping in these 4 different directions. Okay, so now let's say I finish, or let me do some little editing here. Now you can see the basic roof generic, just like every other component. It has a drop down where you can select the specific type of roof. Now you can see I'm limited to these options. This is basically all I have that I can explore here, but like I said, I'm going to be sharing a very useful file with you. So if I click on this edit type, I can specify or I can just duplicate and probably name the thickness of this roof, let's say 50, and I'll click on OK. Edit the structure and give the roof sheet a thickness. Okay, so let's say this roof sheet thickness is 50 mm, or let's say 5 mm rather, and click on OK, and click on apply, click on OK. So once I click on finish, that will update. But mind you, this angle, if you look at this angle is actually at 36.87, I think. You can also play around with the height. I'm going to be showing you how to do that. But let's say I accept these and I finish. Now this is what you are going to have in your 3D. So you can see what I have. I have a roof now. I have a concrete fascia as well. Now if I click on this roof, I can also edit this roof even after creating it. Okay, so I can just come to my first floor level, which is assumed to be my roof level now. I can still come back here and just add some more features or edit them, or probably just change some of the slopes. Let's say I want to change a slope like this one. I can change this to, let's say, angle 45 degrees. I can also change these to 45 degrees and all of them. Okay, so I can change all of them to 45 degrees. Similarly, you can do it for all of them at the same time. You can just select all of them and change. Now I can turn off some of these angles. Let's say I want this to just fall in this angle and also in this angle. This I can actually just turn off. I can turn off this slope, so it will no longer slope in these two directions. And see what we have. We are going to be having a entirely different type of roof. Now it is very easy to actually come up with your roof in a Revit software. You can see this opening. All we need to do is just to close up this opening, which our focus for this training now is not for this, but there is a way you can attach this wall to this particular roof at the top here. So you can attach it if you click on this. Although there is more to this, but like I said, our focus is not on this kind of on this model. We just want to demonstrate and show you how to come about your gable roof and hip roof. So if I click on the wall itself, it will ask me to attach top/base. Yes, and I will click on attach top/base and I will click on this. So it is going to automatically attach this wall to this particular roof at this point. So if you look at this now, if I try to rotate this, you can see, although there is a whole lot of work that needs to be done here, you know, this is actually a concrete fascia. We are not supposed to have this here and all of that. All right, so so there is more to this. As we progress in the training, you get to understand more features, more tools, and then we will keep exploring better tools that will make your design way more easier and faster even as we progress. So in this lastly, before the end of this episode, I'm going to be showing you how to create a rich cap. Very important. I'll be showing you how to do that right away. All right, now the next thing we will do to create our ridge cap is to come to our first floor level. Here you can see what we have, but this is not what I would like to use. So we'll go to site here and look for site. Is in your project browser, so you open site. Hold on, it should be around here. Okay, now I will double click on it. Now this is my site, this is the project I am working on. Okay, then you go to an elevation. Just pick a particular elevation you want to work with, it doesn't really matter. So I'll pick my east elevation and I will click on this roof here. When I click on it, I will click on copy. When I click on copy, I will just copy it up. Make sure it's straight. Make sure you are copying it straight. Okay, it's very straight. So I will leave it here. I will still click on it and then sorry before then, if you look at here, you see opening. Okay, you see opening. Now this opening allows you to create whether a wall opening, vertical opening, dormer and all of that. Now we want to create this as a ridge cap, like so, and the ridge cap goes along the part of the roof. Now if that is correct, now this is the roof which I copied at the top here. So to create a ridge cap, I have copied it up here. I will click on vertical. So when I click on vertical, I will click on the roof itself, the one I copied. So at what level do I want to do this editing on? So I will go to the first floor level and I will click on open view. Okay, so when I click on open view, the next thing I will do is to come back to this site. Okay, so this is that particular roof that I copied. Now what I will need to do now is to do an offset. I will offset. I will click on, I can use pick line to offset this. So if I use the pick line, I can simply offset it at, let's say, 100. So I will offset at 100. So I will trim it. Alright, so after trimming it, I will click on finish edit mode, and then I'm done. So if I view this from my 3D model, you see that ridge cap has been created. So all I need to do now is to copy this and drop on top of my roof. Okay, so to do this, all I need to do is to come back to that east elevation and copy this and move this rather. So if I click on it, I'll click on move. I will move this to this. Hold on, I made it. So once I highlight it, I will uncheck this constraint and move this and drop. Okay, elements will be deleted. I'm having an issue here. Hold on. So note, when you want to highlight or copy this, it has to go from your right to left direction. Okay, so you copy from right to left direction. You click on move, and then you uncheck the constraint, and then you pick a point where you want to copy from and move from, and then you can see you have your rich cap here. Please, it's very important you do it this way. If you copy it in this, or by just selecting or by picking from any other point, and you click on move, there is a tendency that if you try to move this, it won't work. You see, it will tell you elements will be deleted. That was the challenge I was having initially. Okay, so it's good that I encountered it in order for you to understand. So always I pick it from right to left. You can see my cursor hover from my right direction to the left. So I'll click on move, and then I will uncheck my constraint, and then I'll pick it, and then I'll drop it. So if you view this from your 3D model, you discover that that rich cap has been created on your roof. Okay, so very interesting. As you can see, so far so good. We have been able to do a little very small model on our Revit, just to exercise our hands to understand how to make use of the Revit tools, how to create your gable and hip roof, how to create your concrete fascia. We're able to go through doors and windows. Okay, so on the next episode we are going to be starting our design proper. Okay, where we will start a live project together from the start to the finish. With this knowledge that we now already have, we can be able to come up with our design. So I will see you in the next episode.